Rick and Patrick from Sovengard in Grand Rapids. And Amy, if you're making a trip to Grand Rapids, this is kind of on your must list, right?
I would say so. You know, the west side of Grand Rapids is exploding, and you guys were one of the first to see the vision of what was about to happen. And now if you head on over to Bridge Street, I mean, you can go to the ginormous institution, the beer that is New Holland. You can go down to Harmony. I mean, there's so many options. And so busy. Did you ever think it would explode that much, Rick? Before because you guys bought that place or signed the lease a long time ago, kind of.
Yeah, it's been a year and a half that we've been operating, but it's been probably an additional year since like construction and planning and all that. So I think we hoped it had gone this direction, and it definitely has. You know, the profile of that neighborhood is growing. It's changing. You now have major players in the city that are looking to this neighborhood to develop it, for better or worse, hopefully for the better. And we wanted to really plant some roots there and bring this communal, independent spirit to Bridge Street and to the city in general. And I think really that's why the beer garden was sort of the vision that started all of this. And we wanted to, sort of maintain this oasis, as you said before, in the middle of a very fast-growing urban environment. So keep the green space, get people come together, sit together at a table, share some amazing, seasonal food. We really, at our core, try to embody what it means to be Michiganders and Midwesterners, experiencing these seasons together, seeing what our farms have to offer us, utilizing local artisans and everything that we do, and just create an amazing space for the neighborhood.
For those who are tuning in from around the state, we talk about Grand Rapids a lot, and we mention the West Side, but it kind of explain to them what it is about the West Side, because I feel it's not only a neighborhood, but it's kind of a mindset.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the West Side was always like the immigrant working class side of the city, and that goes back to the founding fathers of Grand Rapids and the history of Grand Rapids. So there's always been this melting pot sort of mentality over there. And it was very much a mom and pop, sort of retail shopping corridor back in the day. That went away with, the blight that sort of hit Grand Rapids. I guess that was in the 60s and 70s and 80s. But that's all coming back now, and that's due to a lot of investment by small and big businesses, and people just caring to bring it back to its former glory.
Now, Chef Patrick, don't know my new Nordic movement foods very well, but I see that you have bologna on the menu.
Yeah,
what is that? Is that part of a traditional dish?
It's not, but it's part of the program that we do where we bring in whole animals and we butcher and we use everything from head to tail, like the crispy head cheese.
Everything but the oink.
So, we make our own house bologna, and it's a great comfort food that a lot of kids grew up on in this area. So, yeah, we have some bologna on our menu. I
feel like that really, it harkens back to the Polish ancestry of the West Side, because I know where I grew up in Wyandotte, downriver, bologna is like the poor man's kielbasa. And we would always eat it fried. It was like always ate it fried, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Same here in the thumb.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have the Yale Bologna Festival.
You have a bologna festival?
In Yale,
in the
they have a
fall?
bologna festival.
Oh, all right, boys, we're gonna go to the bologna festival this year. You're gonna have to enter your bologna. All right, Patrick.
We'd be happy to.
I love it. Well, if people want to come and visit the Sovengard on the west side of Grand Rapids, where can they get more information?
Well, you can certainly go to our websites. That's www.sovengard.com. We're also all over the social medias. Your Instagrams, your Facebook, your Twitters of the world. We're on there.
That's great. Any upcoming events?
Yes, we have a really amazing dinner this Sunday. It's called Uppers and Downers. It's part of a dinner series that Good Beer Hunting out of Chicago does.
Fun.
We're getting some one-off beers from Transient, Gray Line.
Oh, I love me some Transient. That's awesome. All right, well, people go to Facebook, check it out. The Sovengard in Grand Rapids. They have lots of fun things and great food to eat. All right, John, coming up next on Behind the Mitten, we're going to talk to our friends from Petoskey about what's happening up in that neck of their woods. So stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Rick Musciano.
And I'm Chef Patrick Conrad from the Sovengard.
Come visit us for some awesome Scandinavian-inspired food. Visit Sovengard.com.
And thanks for listening to Behind the Mitten.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman, having a great time traveling the state of Michigan, checking out new places and some familiar places as well. Amy, we have to thank our last guest, right, who were a lot of fun.
We love them at the Sovengard on the west side of Grand Rapids. Go check them out for amazing Scandinavian food. They always have fun things going on and an incredible beer selection. And if you come in the summer, you get to play bocce ball out in the beer garden.
If you missed that segment, of course, you can always find our podcast. Go to behindthemitten.com or find us on Facebook. That's facebook.com. Search for Behind the Mitten with Amy Sherman and John Gonzalez. And you can listen to this show as well as previous shows that we recorded.
That's right, John.
Yeah.
Way to spread all that information. You nailed it.
You know, we have a lot of new listeners, so we want to make sure that everyone gets
We do have a lot of new listeners. And we should say welcome to Port Huron.
Yes.
Our friends over there are a recent addition to our family of stations. And so we're so happy that everyone in the thumb region can hear us now.
So I can say K-Pac and they know where it's at.
Exactly. Well, our next guest is from a different area of Michigan, one of the most beautiful areas of Michigan, I think. We have Diane Dakins with us from the Petoskey Area Visitors Bureau. Welcome, Diane, to Behind the Mitten.
Well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, we just love Petoskey. It's such a cute and charming, classic up-north town located right on the water. But I think people forget that you're also open for business all year round, and you have assured me that you have snow at this time.
Absolutely. And I know for those of you downstate, you're looking out your window and thinking, yeah, no way, we're not going skiing. But you really need to. The conditions at Boyne Mountain, Boyne Highlands, and Nubbs Knob have actually been fabulous.
That is excellent to hear because I am a skier and I love Boyne Mountain. And so good, I can still ski. Hooray!
Yes, absolutely. The conditions are great. The runs are all open. We have just had some fabulous times out on the hills, and I don't think that we're going to see that change. It's going to continue. We're going to have some great skiing for everybody and boarding. And, of course, if you're up here taking advantage of that at Boyne Mountain, then you can also go and use Avalanche Bay, the state's largest indoor water park, at the same weekend.
That's nice. So you get a little bit of warmth and a little bit of chill.
Absolutely.
Well, for those who don't know, because we do have listeners from all across the state, Diane, tell us a little about where is Petoskey and what constitutes the Petoskey area?
Well, Petoskey is in northwest lower Michigan. We're kind of at the top of your ring finger.
So you can use your hand even on the radio.
Exactly.
Everyone's looking at their hand right now.
I don't know what people from other states do.
Right.
We are 35 miles south of the Mackinac Bridge, if that helps with location as well. And the Petoskey area obviously includes Petoskey, but we've got some great communities, all waterfront communities. Boyne City, which is on beautiful Lake Charlevoix, and just 6 minutes from Boyne Mountain. Fantastic if you come up for the weekends and you want to be able to do some shopping in Boyne City. There's some great dining in Boyne City, and there's public transportation on the weekends to take you back and forth to Boyne Mountain.
There is?
So, yes,
I didn't know that. So I can go to the new brewery up there and not feel bad about indulging.
Absolutely. So Boyne City is part of our community. Of course, Boyne Falls is where Boyne Mountain is. Between that and Petoskey, there's a darling little village called Walloon, the village of Walloon on Walloon Lake, and that has just grown in the last couple of years. There's a wonderful hotel there. There's a couple of restaurants. There's some little shops. There's you can hit the trails there. You can snowmobile to there. So it's an amazing little community that's just built up. If you blink your eyes, you've been through it. But it's certainly nice to go visit the small town or small village rather of Walloon. We also include Bay Harbor, which is an upscale community on Little Traverse Bay. So that is a beautiful area. They have a brand new Great Lakes Center for the Arts coming shortly, and that will be in July, the grand opening for that.
That's exciting. That's a big addition.
It is. We're very excited. And then across the bay from Petoskey is Harbor Springs, beautiful waterfront community, just a fantastic place to visit all year round. And we also include Alanson, which is just northeast of Petoskey on the Inland Waterway, which is a very special route that goes all the way out to Lake Huron. In the winter, it's a great place to head to for snowmobiling when there's snow.
When there is snow. There is snow on the ski hills, just not maybe for snowmobiling at this time.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely snow on the hills.
Diane, I'm happy to hear you say Alanson because I've always wondered how to pronounce that. Is it
when I
Alanson?
moved here, I thought it was Allenson, and believe me, it didn't take long for somebody to correct me.
Diane, also, I'm glad that you mentioned there's snow now. You can come up and go skiing and enjoy the winter sports, but the thing that I love the most about Petoskey, that is a four-season community, and I love the falls, the hiking. You have some incredible trail system as well.
Oh, we have great hiking all through our communities. The Little Traverse Conservancy does a wonderful job of acquiring properties that the public is then welcome to use, and I actually did 6 different trails in the last 2 weeks.
Wow, that's awesome. There's a great trail network up there, that's for sure.
There is, and of course the North Country Trail, which is the longest trail in the country, goes through this area as well. So definitely some great hiking. Fall is a beautiful time, just for the driving and the farms and all of those kinds of things. And of course the scenic chairlift ride is always a good time in the fall too.
For those who don't ski, John, you can still get to the top of the mountain.
I've skied once, and it was a memorable experience. Let's put it that way. Diane, also, and we know this from traveling up there, you have a great food scene.
Oh, we do. All of our towns, and as a matter of fact, coming up in March, we have Harbor Springs Restaurant Week and more, which is a chance to come up and try a lot of different things that you might not be able to. And off the top of my head, I'm going to tell you that starts March 2nd and runs through the 11th. I'm pretty sure those are the dates. So something to come up here for at that time. But all year round, some great restaurants. Wine Guys Restaurants has a variety of restaurants in the area. The Stafford's Hospitality has a number of different restaurants that are very, very good and a little bit different, some different kinds of foods. We have ethnic foods, and the Inn at Bay Harbor has a great restaurant, vintage chop house and wine bar, overlooking the water, a little laid back and a little on the trendy side, but you don't have to be all dressed up.
That's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to going there, right, Amy?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good to me.
I think you guys have a pretty good steakhouse, too, right?
Yes, we have a great steakhouse, Renali's, voted top steakhouse in the state.
Yeah, by Gonzo, Diane. He's totally plugging himself.
I was just...
I didn't want to be the one to point that out and say, self-plug there, but...
It's okay, because it is an incredible steakhouse, Vernali's. I got to go with Gonzo one time, and it is truly amazing and delicious. I was going to point out that if you go up in the winter and maybe it's not great conditions for snowmobiling or something else, one of the other places we love in Harbor Springs is Northern Lights Bowling Alley.
That's right.
Yes,
that has an incredible burger.
It does. It has a great burger, and not just for bowling.
Laser tag.
Ask Gonzo who won laser tag.
She barely beat me out, but there's some questions of her strategy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we had a great time up in the area.
Yeah, a great time there, and at the Lyric Theater in Harbor Springs, which is a movie theater, but it's a very cool movie theater, and I encourage anybody that comes to the area to certainly check out that theater there. And of course, if you're not going to ski and you're not into that, we have the spas. Again, the water park is a great time, and we have a variety of wineries here too. I'm not sure how many people understand that Petoskey area now has the Bayview Wine Trail. And that encompasses 10 different wineries, and our wineries are becoming very popular.
I bet the whole region is just booming with the wineries. Well, Diane Dagans from the Petoskey Area Visitors Bureau, can you give us information? Where do we go to find out more information about the Petoskey area?
Well, if you go to petoskeyarea.com, you can find out about all our areas. And I do want to mention we have a great winter event coming up over President's Day weekend. It's the Petoskey Winter Carnival, and people will definitely want to check that out. A lot of fun going on, not necessarily having to be in the snow. So if we don't have snow at that point, it'll still be okay, but I think we will have snow. So the Petoskey Winter Carnival is February 15th through the 18th.
Sounds like a great time. I love it. Well, thank you, Diane, from the Petoskey Area